Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Talking about Italian real estate for the past year has given me the possibility to take note of a large number of people that have been exploring the possibilities of moving to Italy. Some are literally searching for Italy. Are you searching for Italy? And what does that even mean? To Stanley Tucci, it meant getting in touch with his roots, much like many of you and even some of those we've interviewed on the channel in the past. In this video, we're going to talk about what it means to search for Italy, some things to consider, as well as some suggestions on things to do now in order to reach your ideal future, perhaps here in Italy. From the very beginning, I'd like you to know that I recognize that there will be aspects that I haven't considered, and if you've got personal experiences to share, please write them in the comments so we can all be uplifted. What does it mean to search for Italy? This phrase could really ring differently on your ears depending on who you are and where you come from. So to have an accurate consensus, we need all of your input. In the process of defining this phrase, we'll also be identifying what motivates that definition. Why don't I start, since obviously I'm here? Considering I'm American, specifically raised in Idaho, in the countryside where the entire county had less than 40,000 people, and that doubled during my entire lifespan. Okay, it was at 20,000 almost 40 years ago. While growing up, searching for Italy wasn't even a consideration. Even today, you might think that I had grand dreams of moving to Italy someday and then made the move. I'm telling you now, I wasn't searching for Italy in any way or form. The only reason I'm here right now came completely unexpected. Just ask my parents. With one day, they heard I decided to visit Italy in order to meet a girl I had been Skyping during recent months. I guess we could say I found Italy by searching for love instead of searching for Italy. It's cliche, I know, but it's fairly common and even synonymous with the romantic aspect of Italian life. Truth is, I wasn't searching for Italy and was a bit resistant to being in Italy for the first couple of years. But if I had to define searching for Italy before moving here, I'd have described it as searching for the perfect vacation spot. My perspective, and I think I can speak for many Americans, comes 100% from what we see in film. We're very heavily influenced by film. Beautiful beaches, famous castles, medieval designs, luxury real estate. Of course, it varies from person to person. Artists would appreciate famous murals and frescoes. Foodies enjoy the contrasting freshness of traditional Italian cooking. Architecture being another example. Searching for Italy might mean getting in touch with your passions for any one of these types of people, architects, you name it. It was only due to this channel that I started meeting other people that of course recognized all the aspects I just listed in various ways, but had an additional connection, a blood connection. So to them, searching for Italy could be synonymous to discovering one's heritage, reconnecting with self. I've been able to interview a number of people who have been featured on this channel, sharing their desire to really become a part of the living fabric of where their grandparents were born in generations past, a long time ago. Italian Americans equate to about 5.4% of the US population currently, not even mentioning those that have traveled to other countries throughout the world. It makes sense that they'd want to get in touch with their roots. Fortunately, for those of us who aren't of Italian descent, the citizens are known to be kind and welcoming to all visitors of their beautiful country. In these times we're living, searching for Italy might have a more existential meaning. Perhaps that's not the right word, but what I am referring to is the possibility to live life to its fullest. For example, since Italy is often equated to beauty and luxury, someone seeking more purpose might search for Italy in order to change aspects of their life where they feel unfulfilled or even enraged by the events relative to where they live, and the thought of a life in Italy in theory will solve their problems and help them reach their future desired self. Whatever your definition, Italy in every scenario represents a better life. This sensation is applicable to many places in the world, but if what I described resonates with you in regards to Italy, you might just be an Italophile. So let's consider a few things. I know there is a plenty of criticism towards Italy, its bureaucracy, and other aspects that could make living in Italy difficult or at least less than ideal. Some would say impossible. Often I am criticized for my efforts to give Italy positive attention and my attempts to attract like-minded people. I'm happy to share my perspective of Italy, 100%. So if you'd like to know about all the negative aspects of Italy, you are free to find them on your news channel of choice. I can guarantee that I'll continue striving to have and share hope for this land I call home. But I will add this precaution. I by no means think everyone will find their perfect life here in Italy. In fact, I remember speaking with one of my interview guests last spring who shared that certain periods of living in Italy were her most challenging moments in life. Now, she's still here. She's very happy here from what I understand. And I even share her sentiments. Some of my most challenging periods were while I've been living here. But here I am. Of course, you might just achieve that life of luxury or relaxation here. You might. Perhaps not. Just be smart, people. Don't jump on something just because everyone else is. Be sensible. Do your research. Make a better life for yourself through well-planned daily actions. Now look at this example. Right now, many people all over the world are experiencing job loss, difficult times, prejudices, and failures. I might have even described you who are watching. Let's say one of these people chance upon a video here on YouTube or somewhere else on the internet showing the perfect life in Italy or some other locale, which then gives them the inspiration to make life changes. Great. It's natural to desire a better life, but some people make the mistake thinking that they can run away from their problems. Problems in life that we think we can cancel out just by picking up and moving somewhere else. I'm all for desiring a better life, but there's a difference between moving ahead and running away. Moving ahead implies seeing a future goal and taking the daily steps necessary in order to obtain it. Running away? Well, this implies that life is acting upon us and in such a manner that we feel the need to flee. Make sure you can identify the difference in your motivations. If your desire to make changes to life comes from anger, fear, or sadness amongst other similar feelings, moving to Italy as an example isn't going to solve your problems. You may find temporary happiness for a period or not, but the problems will remain. If, on the other hand, we make efforts to face our demons and resolve our problems before making that life change, life becomes even sweeter. You follow me? There's a lot of rage related to politics right now. I'm not going to talk politics, but I'll just come out and say it. If you're mad at your country's politics, you'll find a reason to be mad at Italy's as well. So moving here is not going to fix that. I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but just make sure that as you're searching for Italy, you make your decisions with a complete snapshot of what's motivating you. I'd like to finish off by sharing some steps to start taking in order to prepare yourself in the case you're not only searching for Italy, but also have decided to make it a part of your life in some manner. First of all, recognize there are many like you who are already out on the path. There are YouTube channels, forums, and Facebook groups where you can find like-minded people who love to share their experiences. There's a very active group I just joined called Expats in Italy that's growing by the hundreds daily, and you can find links to head over and join in the description. Stanley Tucci, as referenced at the beginning of this video, is spending a lot of time and effort sharing his love for Italian food and points out how diverse Italy is from region to region. Now, your first step when making a life in Italy is to determine what your ideal life would be and choose a region that helps you realize it. Your next step is going to be language. One of the biggest challenges for me when moving here was literally having no Italian language knowledge and jumping headfirst, immersing myself into this life. A lot of people have asked me how I learned Italian, and this is finally my answer. I started by using Duolingo to learn terms, but I was afraid of speaking, so nothing really sunk in. I'm pretty good at memorizing things, but what does that really help with? I knew that was a horse was a cavallo. Great. I could say the word cavallo. Being a bit introverted wasn't helpful at all. I probably should have taken some classes and perhaps still should, because it took me a few years to actually grasp the Italian language to the point where I was able to confidently hold a conversation, but I still struggle with the future tense and all the alternative tenses. There's a lot of them, at least that's what it feels like. It wasn't until my first job here that a nice Italian coworker took it upon herself to teach me some basics. She literally gave me homework assignments to bring back the next day. So I guess I did have a class in a way, but that was short-lived since I didn't work there long. My next big milestone in Italian was the moment I learned my American's driver's license was not valid anymore. In truth, it never was, since word on the street had led me in the wrong direction, making me think that the rule was that I was okay to drive, but after 1 year needed to get an international driver's license. Now, if you're here, if you've experienced here at all or done any research, you know that's not true. And there are actually a lot of people still confused about this whole thing, but you're only supposed to drive on a driver's license for a year, and then after that, you have to get a real license here. So I was stripped of my ability to drive and forced to take the written test in Italian as well as attend driver's education all over again. Well, I failed the first written attempt and passed the second, fortunately, since my second child was about to be born and my pregnant wife wasn't all that fond of driving me around anymore. This small emergency, big from our perspective, motivated me to read the driver's education book from front to back, which is the only reason I ever gained confidence to speak in full phrases. I was finally dedicated to learning words that I had never seen and phrases, entire phrases altogether, to the point where I could pass an exam on that subject. Once you find your motivation, it's amazing what you can do with it. At that point, my life here started to improve, and I felt like I was no longer searching for Italy. I had begun to find it. With this little story out in the open, I suggest you use an app, and better yet, a tutor, to learn terms on your own time. But just more importantly, without a motivation to learn, you'll always revert back to your comfort zone. So find a motivation, find something, a big reason that you need to learn Italian. The last thing I suggest is similar to what Stanley Tucci recommends. Now, I keep referencing him, and this title is named after his show because I found it very interesting. I found him a little bit inspiring that he's focusing on the things he's focusing on. That's obviously TV and he's doing his thing, but next time you visit Italy, consider not spending your whole vacation in the tourism belt. Find a smaller village and try to make a connection with the people. They'll love being able to share their lifestyle with you, and your visit will have a great impact on them as well. And at the same time, Tucci basically he's trying to suggest everyone try to experience all of Italy, not just Rome, not just Milan. He says, I can come and agree with him on this whole fact. If you don't know where to start, just reach out in the comments here or in that Expats in Italy Facebook group I mentioned. I'm sure there's a subscriber or a Facebook user out there that'd love to give you a helpful hand. Thanks, everyone. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for making it to the end. And seriously, you guys are the best. See you later.